What's happening, fellas? Crazy Brit here with some more Gttcc action, Season 18 from the Elite Division. This time we're at Race 2 from Daytona Superspeedway, and it is the infield course this time. As you go into the infield through the horseshoes, hairpins, and then back out onto the backstretch, onto the oval, and then through a little double chicane, and then onto the on the oval again, onto the high banks. And that's a lap of the Daytona Infield Super Speedway course. So we'll go quickly through the grid and get this race underway. So in first we have Rico. Obviously this is a reverse grid from the previous race. Golden Brownie in second in the Ferrari. Another Ferrari of Raffo in third. Then we have Mark Schumacher in the Porsche in fourth. Hepburn in fifth in the Honda NSX. The Lambo of Brucey in sixth place. Lovely livery this week. Very bright with the fluorescent green and yellow. Then we got Mr. B rated in seventh in the Honda NSX. AG in the Ferrari in eighth. Then we have Infinity James in the lovely Toyota Supra in ninth place. Then we have the Crow in a Honda NSX in 10th. And then the sole McLaren of this race, race 2, is JRC in 11th. So back up to the start of the grid and get this race underway. Wait till the green lights go out. And my green in Daytona, and a few little movements on the grid there, a few little jump starts from Brucey and Hepburn. That's going to put them on the back foot for the start of the race. 30 minutes obviously in this race as I head now into the infield section for the first time. See, everyone pretty much gets through the field, get through the first corner pretty well. Little jostling for position as we go through the pack into the international hairpin for the first time then. It's called the international hairpin because you see all the flags on the around the outside of it. Golden Brown then coming through a little kink. Now into the next into the horseshoe hairpin as we go. Oh, Rico gets it wrong. He's on the grass. Unfortunate for him. He's going to drop all the way back down to 11th place. Unfortunate for him. We'll go back up to the front, see his first few corners. Golden Brown then making the most of the reverse grid. He's in first. Now we go on to the oval. So Golden Brown leads the way from Raffo in second place. 2 Ford Ferraris up in first and second. Then we got AG in another Ferrari in third place. JRC all the way up into fourth from last place. So he's done a really good job of making moves on the first lap. Fifth is Mark Schumacher in the Porsche. Then we got Hepburn in the Honda. Then James in the Supra as we go through the double chicane. In the bus stop chicane then. You see him going through. Got to be really careful on the exit not to get a penalty as they all come barreling through. You can see Infinity James getting momentum out of the chicane there. So he's made his move up into 6. You've got to be careful not to bump draft on this, or that will be a penalty. You could bump draft on the oval, but not on the road course. Has come through to the end of the first lap. James in 6th place, Hepburn in 7th, Brucey down to 8th now. B rated 9th, the Crow in 10th, and Rico lagging behind 11th. Has made up some ground though from that early accident, so let's see his progress for the race. Back up to the front then, Golden Brown is still leading the way from Raffo in second as we've gone through the international hairpin. Great camera angle from this corner this time. See all the cars. Oh, there's a little bit of a bump and there's trouble for James. We'll have to go back and see that. See what happens here. So we come through this little kinky section there. Kinky section. And then he just gets his braking wrong, gets into the back of Mark. Brucey has nowhere to go, spins him. Unfortunate accident for him. He's going to drop all the way to 11th place. He's doing donuts early at the international call. You can see the flags in the background there. Unfortunate accident for James there. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap now because of that contact. So you've got Golden Brown is still in first, doing a great job. Second is Raffo. Then we got third is ADG. I did hear a little bit of sliding tyres there, but it must have been the lag. JLC's in fourth, right behind ADG now. Hepburn in fifth, making headway. Schumacher in sixth place after that contact with James. The Crow in seventh, followed by Brucey in B-rated. B-rated's got a half a second penalty. So I'll have to see how this plays out into the next couple of corners. You see Brucey's thinking about an overtake. Is he going to get the overtake done? Where's he gone? There he is. Oh, B-rated goes for the overtake in the bus stop section there. Is Brucey going to get a penalty for that? We're going to have to go back and see this. I'm not sure whether there was contact or not. Let's see if there was. Brucey slows up in the bus stop chicane there. Oh, little bit of a contact there. Nothing malice in that. Just B-rated trying to move. Trying to get past Brucey in that section. It was a little bit optimistic there, opportunist, but he made the pass. No penalty for Brucey either, so Brucey's falling back down to ninth then, as Brucey makes the overtake on him again as B-rated serves his penalty. So back to status quo for these two. And you see Mark Schumacher getting overtaken by the Crow. So the Crow's up into sixth place now as we go through the first turn. Now down to the international hairpin. We'll go back up to the top because Rafflow's in first place. He's got the move done on Gordon Brownie. So great pass for him. He's up into first. Let's see if he can capitalise on these early positions. So Gordon Brownie down to second place. Two teammates have overtaken each other. JLC in third place now after getting past ADG. So he's making moves as well early on in the race. JLC's just looking if he can get a move done into next corner. He can't, he stays behind. We'll call this turn the exit turn because we're exiting the infield back onto the oval. You see ADG right behind him. Does he give him a bump? Remember, you can't bump draft. He stays behind him. It's getting close between these two. Is ADG going to go for an overtake in these next couple of corners, or is he just going to stay behind? We go for the bus stop chicane. All well and done by these guys, but there's a gap now forming between first and second and fourth and fifth. You see Hepburn back here, number 73 car, Budweiser car coming through. The Crow, he's in sixth place. Trying to make ground now to catch up to the back of Hepburn. Schumacher is in seventh. He's trying to get up to the back of the Crow. All pretty much status quo between these few guys at the front now. Brucey in eighth place. He's trying to catch up to Mark Schumacher. Oh, he gets it slightly wrong into the first turn. He managed to save it. We'll go back and give him a bit of screen time and look at this. So he comes in, it brakes a little bit late, he's turning while he's braking. Oh, nice little drift. Smokes the tyres. And they has to let B-rated through because he got that all kinds of wrong, but great save from Brucey on that then. Great car control. Don't think he's not very used to driving a Lambo, so he's got to be careful with the rear end and braking, especially coming onto the infield. You've got that little bump coming off the oval, so you've got to be careful when braking. Infinity James now 10th place. He's got back up into 10th after that early accident. Rico back down to 11th. So back up to the front of him, we've got Raffo still in first place, but Gordon Brownie is going wide. He loses a place to JLC, and JLC moves up into second then. So they're jostling for his position, and Gordon Brownie gets a half second penalty for his troubles going wide on that turn, on the exit turn there. So he's going to have to serve a penalty. He's going to lose that ground to ADG. But Gordon Brownie's going side by side. Obviously there's no rule about overtaking with a penalty this season for the Gttcc. As they go through the bus stop chicane, Oh, gets a little bit squirrely on the exit there, but managed to keep it. And ADG gets another half-second penalty as well. Is ADG slowing up there? No, it just looked like he was going slow, but he's going to have to be forced to slow down at the penalty line. So is Gordon Brownie. So where's Gordon Brownie going to come out of this? Is he going to lose a position to anybody? It doesn't look like he's going to. AG stays position in 4th. So Hepburn in 5th with a Crow right behind him in 6th place. Then we've got Mark Shaw. B-rated makes a pass on Mark Schumacher. Gets into 7th. He's got so much speed coming into the infield turn now. You got Mark Schumacher on the inside. A little bit of a touch there, but nothing untoward. As they go side by side now for a little right-left kink. Coming now through the international hairpin, great camera angle again. You can use all the exit on that on the exit there, or the runoff there. Maximise that exit, on the runoff on the exit there to get the maximum speed out the corner on this run down to the horseshoe hairpin. B-rated in 7 still holding off Mark Schumacher behind him as they now barrel down to the exit turn. So we got Brucey still in 9th place, James in 10th still, and Rico behind him in 11th place. Back up to the top of the grid. We've got Raffo leading the way. He's got the fastest lap so far of 154.2. As head now down to the bus stop section. Through the left, through the right. Watch the exit curb. There we go. There's JLC coming through. Golden Brownie coming through. ADG, where's he? Great exit from him, but he's being caught now by Hepburn. Hepburn's right behind him, obviously due to loss of momentum from that penalty on the lap before. The Crow now coming through 6, his own station. Then we got B-rated in 7th. He's man trying to make headway and trying to close the gap to the Crow. Then we got Mark Schumacher in 8th place. He's lost a bit of ground now. He's getting caught by Brucey behind him. So we'll have to see how this plays out between these two. We're going to go on board with Brucey. You know, he has a little bit of issue with his first turn. See if he can manage to get through it this time. He backs off the throttle, gets the braking done, gets a good line through the next corner. Great line through there. As you can see, all the national English. I'll speak again. You can see all the country flags there on the international hairpin. Nationalities. This is why it's called the World Centre of Racing. You see Brucey going around the corner now, down around the horseshoe hairpin. A little bit close on the exit, gets on the curb. It's coming through now onto the exit corner. You can really take a lot of speed through this corner, but you've got to be really careful of that exit curb. If you go over that, you're going to get a penalty. James coming now through the exit corner. He's in 10th place, still trying to close his gap up to Brucey in 9th. Rico likewise trying to stay with James in 11th place. Come through now for the horseshoe not the horseshoe, sorry, the back straight hairpin again. Not hairpin, chicane, sorry. Speak properly, Brucey. JLC in 2nd, Golden Brownie in 3rd, ADG, oh, he's lost it! We're going to have to go back and see what happened there. So as he's coming through the hairpin, the back end is really loose, gets on the grass, oh, he gets a twitch, and he's around into the wall. Managed to gather it up really quickly, but he's going to lose a ton of positions, now back down to 9th. So really unfortunate for ADG, but he's the first casualty of the chicane. Very unfortunate for him. That's allowed James to catch up to 9th place now then. So back up to the front, we've got Raffo still in the way from JLC, but JLC's right there behind him. He's coming down through the right, left kink, down to the international hairpin. Love this camera shot. Get on the exit curb, take the run off, straighten the exit. still setting purple times, but JLC's now got the fastest time of 1:53.7, so he's definitely closing the gap to Raffo. There will be a pit stop around this track. We're heading ever closer to the 15-minute mark, so we'll see how the pit stop strategies play into the race. He's on the exit curve now. JLC coming round, then we got Gordon Brownie in third coming round behind these two. Hepburn and the Crow going side by side. We'll keep up with this battle. The Crow right behind him is going to be careful not to bump draft him as they get onto the oval section now, but you've got B-Rated 6 right behind these two. Mark Schumacher not too far behind as well, followed by Brucey in 8th place. Then ADG is lying behind in 9th, just coming round the oval now. Then we got Rico and James, but we're going to go back to Hepburn and the Crow. They're going side by side as we come through the back straight chicane. The Crow gets the move done into the entry onto this. Oh, there's a little bit of a bump. Oh no! Oh, and they both lose into the wall. We're going to have to see this, so they go side by side. Crow gets the move done. Hepburn's just got a bit too much speed going through. Gets a little bit of a bump onto the Crow. They both lose it, and then Hepburn loses it as well on the exit. So they're both into the wall. Massive mistake from these two then. Close racing through there, but that's going to allow AG now to catch up between these two. He's got half a second penalty. But he goes to the high line, gets around these two who have just made the mistake. But then he's going to lose these two positions again and maybe more after this penalty. There we go, there's ADG and Hepburn. Oh, Crow's going into the pits, then ADG goes through, Hepburn goes through. He's trying to get now round past ADG because he's lost the momentum. Rico comes through and James comes through side by side as they go into the first turn. See, James just holds that 9th place. Gets the inside done on Rico, and Rico gets half a second penalty, so very unfortunate for him. You see there ADG and the Hepburn just coming through up in front. James gives the inside, gives the space to Rico on the inside, but we'll probably get that pass done if not before when he serves the penalty. So we'll go back up to the front then, because we've got Raffo in first, leading the way now from JLC still. These two are still together. Golden Brown is lagging a little bit behind, but still keeping up with them in third. Then we've got another little group of cars of B-Rated, Mark Schumacher and Brucey now. These have got a couple of more positions, and after 3 cars have binned it at the back straight chicane. So we'll have to see how these can progress up the field. But capitalisation from other people's mistakes have allowed them into 4th, 5th and 6th. So these 3 cars are hopefully going to stick together. You got Hepburn in 7th, he's coming through the chicane now. Then ADG in 8th place. Oh, a little bit squirrely on the exit there, you got to keep it together, don't want to be going in the wall again. Rico's got the half a second penalty, so as they come around the last 2 corners on the oval, he's going to have to be careful because he's going to lose the momentum. James will get this position back then, and the Crows after pitting, he's in 11th place, he's gone to soft tyres and got the fuel, should be good to the end of the race. So JLC now up into first, he's managed to get around Raffo. So we'll see if we can see how that happened. So you see JLC on right behind Raffo now on the oval section of the track. We're coming to the start finish through the tri-oval. It looks like he's just going to get the move done into the first turn. He's got the speed, can he get the move done? Onto the brakes into the first turn, and Raffo just concedes that position then. So JLC is now up into the lead. So we'll go back to there we go. So we're well over 15 minutes now. You've got more people pitting. James is in, Mark Schumacher's in, ADG is in, and Rico's in. Brucey is up into 5th then now after Mark Schumacher pitted. So he's still around with B-Rated. So they're still making headway. They're obviously going to go for another lap. Still equal good on the fuel. about a quarter left of the tank. B-Rate's got slightly less. Golden and Brownie's got slightly less than these two. Then Raffo and JLC are pretty good on the fuel as well. So we'll see what's happening with these guys back in the background then. So Schumacher in 7th comes out the pits. ADG, not sure whether he's been... Oh yeah, he was in the pits, wasn't he? He's opted not to change his tyres. So we'll have to see how that plays out. He's in 8th place, Crow in 9th, Rico in 10th, and James in 11th. Didn't really get that move done then. We'll have to see if anything happened to him. So you can see the Crow and James, the Crow coming out the pits then, Rico and James coming through, not really making any headway at the minute. So back up to the front then, as we come back onto the oval section for the 9th time of this race, edging ever closer to the 20-minute mark. We'll have to see if the top few guys are going to pit this lap. They've got the gap to the rest of the field. JLC and Raffo look like they're going to go through. Gordon Browning goes through as well. Is B-Rated and Brucey going to pit? The two B's sticking together. B-Rated goes for another lap, so does Brucey. They go for... Oh, B-Rated pits! So B-Rated decides to pit then. Brucey goes for another lap, so that's put him into 4th place. So is he going to be able to get the undercut? Oh, sorry, the overcut of B-Rated, or is B-Rated going to get the undercut then? We'll have to see how this one plays out, but Hepburn comes through, he's in 6th place, up into 5th now because B-Rated's in the pits. Mark Schumacher, where's he going to come through to B-Rated? Did he get the undercut on the B-Rated? Let's have to see. See the Crazy Brit logo on the front, on the hood of the car there. Great representation for Crazy Brit Racing Team. B-Rated's coming out the pits then, so he's managed to overcut Mark Schumacher by at least a couple of seconds there. Really good strategy from B-Rated. Oh, as he gets on the grass on the exit, gotta be careful there. ADG coming through in 8th place, followed by the Crow in 9th, Rico in 10th, and James still in 11th. So we'll head back up to the start, up to the top end of the grid. JLC is still leading the way, but he's getting low on fuel. Bless me. So it's coming through the last section then, for the last 2 turns on the oval track. The sun is going down. Raffo in 2nd, he's following JLC. These guys are going to start to pit now. They are getting low on the fuel, so surely they're going to thinking about pitting. JLC goes through, Raffo goes through, Gordon Browning goes through, so they're going for an extra lap. Is Brucey going to come in the pits? He's got the fuel for another lap. So we'll see, I'll have to see if he decides to pit or not. And he's coming into the pits then, so Brucey dives into the pits. Hepburn, what's he going to do? He's in 5th. Does he go for an extra lap? It looks like he's going for an extra lap. Yep. So he goes through up into 4th. B-Rated in 6th, so he pitted the lap before Brucey. We'll have to see where Brucey comes out in relation to him. We'll go on board with B-Rated. See Brucey's still in the pits. It's going to be close between these two guys. Obviously it's a long pit lane here as well. It's fueling. And there's Brucey coming out. Oh, so just gets the undercut then, B-Rated, but it's really close between these two. These two should be able to race now to the end. So great call by B-Rated to pit that lap earlier. Gets the jump on Brucey, but Brucey actually closes the gap to him then under pitting, so it works in favour of both of them. Mark Schumacher in 7th, really lost out on that pit stop phase, but we'll see if he can make ground up to these two in front. ADG in 8th place. He's not pitted yet, I don't believe. Or if he did, he just got fuel, so he's going to be suffering on those tyres. The Crow in 9th, he changed tyres early. He was one of the earliest pit stoppers, so we'll have to see how his strategy is going to play into the latter stage of the race. You can see JLC, Rafa, and Gordon Brownie all pitting, so we'll have to see where these guys come out to the rest of the field. They should be good. As you can see, Hepburn's coming around the last corner, Bree's going to have to pit. So these top 3 guys should be able to retain the top few spots. As you can see, 5th and 6th are just coming out of the chicane now into the last corner, so don't think they're going to be able to get the move done on these top few guys. As you can see, Hepburn goes into the pits. Just looking for anyone coming out the pits now. As B-Raid and Brucey comes through the tri-oval. There they are, there they come out the pits, so JLC retains the lead from Raffo. Raffo's right behind him as they come through out of the pits into the international hairpin. Gordon Brownie's coming out now as well. A little bit off, little bit of a gap between him and the top 2, but manages to still retain 3rd place. B-Rated and Bruce is still there, 4th and 5th. Schumacher in 6th place coming out then. 7th is ADG. And then we got the Crow in 8th place. Oh, ADG gets a little bit wrong on the exit there, but you've got this group of cars then. So you've got Hepburn coming out right in front of these two. Rico and James, they've both pitted. So let's see if they can make any headway in the latter stage of the race now. So we're ever close into the last 5 minutes of the race. 23-minute mark, so 7 minutes to go. As JRC still leads the way, he's going to be looking for another win. Can he get the double win at Daytona? As we head now into the twilight phase and into the night time. But Raffo, he gets off a second penalty then, so he's going to lose a bit of ground to JLC. So surely JLC is going to have a comfortable win now. If he can keep this amount of pace up and momentum up around this track. Obviously Raffo won't lose too much ground to him, he'll still be right there, but he's going to lose the momentum all the way down this tri-oval straight into the first turn. Half a second becomes easily a second on that penalty line there as they head into the first turn. Now barrow down to the international hairpin. GLC still in the way, still quite comfortably in the lead. Then we got Gordon Brownie catching up his teammate in 3rd place. B-Rated in 4th now, open a little bit of a gap to Brucey, but he's still there and thereabouts. Brucey didn't opt to change tyres then, so we'll have to see how this one plays out. Neither did B-Rated, so it's going to be quite close for these two at the end of the race. They made some ground up, but with everyone else, or with Gordon Brownie changing tyres, but the top 2 not changing tyres, it'll be close at the end of the race, see what Gordon Brownie can do on those fresh tyres, whether it's worth it or not. Mark Schumacher then, he changed tyres, so he's got a bit more, going to have a bit more pace in the corners than these two, but with over 60% of the track being oval, all those tyres going to make any difference. ADG in 7th then, he's just in front of this last group of cars at the back of the field. Can he keep focused in the race, or is he going to have another little mistake somewhere? The Crow in 8th place then, making headway in 8th, coming through the oval section then, round to the backstretch. Slightly recovering from that early contact, early contact with Hepburn and the double spin that they had. Hepburn and Rico going side by side, 9th and 10th. Is Rico going to be able to get the move done? He does. Hepburn's on the brakes. You can see the brake lights, brake disc glowing, but Hepburn, a little nudge on the back end there. James now is looking for an overtake as Hepburn kills his momentum. He's right behind Rico. He's going to go around the outside. He's looking for a move. Let's head now into the last 4 minutes of the race. Love to hear the sound of the cars. Oh, I'm not sure if that was bump drafting or not, but he's right behind his bumper as we're heading to the first turn. Looks like James gets a little bit squirrely on the entrance, sorry. Managed to keep his foot in it though, and he's okay on the exit. Back up to the top then, we got JLC still in the way from Raffo. Then we got Gordon Brown with Horse in second penalty in third place. B-rated still in the way from Brucey in fourth. Then you got Mark Schumacher in sixth place still. It looks pretty much status quo between these few guys now. So AG still in seventh place. Crow gets it a little bit wrong on the brake in the eighth place, so he's going to lose ground to seventh. And that's going to allow Rico, Hepburn and James to catch up a little bit to him. As we're heading now, you can see the headlights are fully on. We're fully coming to the darkness now. Go on board with Rico as he comes round the oval section of the track, round to the back stretch. You see equal gaps now between all these guys. Setting purple sectors, Rico is obviously low on fuel, fresh tyres. Braking into the chicane. Gets on the exit. Gets some momentum up onto the back of Crow, so he's going to catch him up before the end of the race. We'll have to keep an eye on this, but not much going off in the background there. As JLC has opened up the gap even more to Raffo as well as they come through the international hairpin, so it's pretty much open wide between these three now. Not really much going off on the top three. B-rated still holding Brucey then in fifth place. Doing a great job in fourth, as you can see the Ferris wheel in the background. Lovely lovely scenes from Daytona in the night time. Brucey then doing a great job. He's obviously been able to capitalise on other people's mistakes. Moved up the field nicely. He's going to finish with a good result in fifth place. Six's mark is closing that gap, but now he's going low on the fuel, so he's going to have to be careful. It's probably going to be one more lap. ADG in seventh place, still holding play, still on his station in seventh, but he's got the Crow right behind him, and Rico's right behind the Crow. Then you've got Hepburn behind these two with James in 11th. Torrid time for James in the Supra. We'll have to see if we can get a good result next week at Spa. And we've got Alsace for the first race as well, so we'll have to see how he does in the Bugatti. But back up to the leader, JLC, coming around to start the final lap. If he has no mistakes and can get this, you've got Raffle with another half-second penalty, so that even opens the gap even more. So JLC's got a comfortable win here if he can keep it on the blacktop. Raffo comes around in second place after saving that penalty. Gordon Brownie comes around and starts the final lap in third. B-rated on the final lap in fourth place. He's low on the fuel. Brucey's got more fuel than B-rated, so can he mount a charge on this last lap and get something done? Schumacher onto the final lap in sixth. Seventh is AG, followed by Crow and Rico, Hepburn. Oh, the Crow, Hepburn and James. All onto the final lap here. It's really close for James, so we'll see if any moves are getting done by these two guys. But Rico gets it done then on the outside of AG. Let's have a look at that overtake there. So we'll go on board with him. As you can see, we're coming into the first turn and gets the late braking done. There's a little bit of a touch, but Rico gets the move done then up into seventh place. Great overtake by him. That surely needs to go for the overtake of the week. Not sure if he put it in for overtake of the week or not, if he submitted it, but that surely should have been in. Great overtake by him. So he gets up into 7th, AG now down to 8th place, then the Crow, and then 9th place. Hepburn in 10th, real low on the fuel, same wise with James as well, he's low on the fuel, so this lap's really going to be really careful on the fuel on this last lap. It's pretty much the only battle on track at the minute. We will jump up to leaders though as they come across the final corner. So JLC then, great second race for him. Coming round the last corner to take the double win. First double win of the season. Obviously first few races he'd have a good race in race 1, but then have a really bad time in race 2 for the reverse grid. But not this time. This time he's going to come around and take the top spot. First position for JLC. Good race for Raffo, had a couple of penalties, but great result for him in second place. Gordon Brownie after first race is really pleased with this result in third on the podium. Fourth is going to be B-rated, he's almost run out of fuel, but great result for him. Brucey, great showing from him in fifth place, good result for him. Then we got Mark Schumacher in sixth, he's going to come on and take sixth place. Great, good result for him. But Rico, after the torrid time he had at Brazil, the horrible time he had at Daytona, being multiple laps down, he's going to come on and take 7th. AG's 8th. And we're going to have to slow this down because that is too fast. We'll go back up to, yeah, we'll come to these. So Rico's going to finish in 7th. But the battle is here. Crow's going to try and get around him, but he doesn't. 8th, 9th, 10th, and Hepburn's going to finish in 11th. Ran out of fuel on the last lap. Very unfortunate for him. Looks like he was going to get a good result, but ended up finishing last, so unfortunate for him. But at least it's not 16th. We've only got 11 runners and riders in this division, unfortunately, so not great to be in last place, but still he had more points than other divisions with more drivers. So that's going to be it for this race. 2 races then at Daytona. I shall catch you next week. We're going to have Alsace race 1, and then race 2 is going to be Spa, which could be wet. There's a 50% chance of rain, so we'll have to see what happens there. But I'm the Crazy Brit. This has been the Gttcc Season 18 round 4, and I shall catch you next week. Goodbye.